A few weeks ago, Ebony K. Williams, a news presenter and an attorney, made it very clear that black women did not need to seek relationships with black men that would not serve them well. They were clearly okay with getting artificial insemination. And that harsh statement was issued by her here.
Black women are availing ourselves to all of the options that our hard work and circumstances currently afford us. And that means that single motherhood by choice is going to be an option that more and more black women consider and even exercise. So anybody that's in their feelings about that can go ahead and start to process right now. Because black women that have the privilege to embark upon this expensive and oftentimes lengthy process will increasingly decide to forego marriages and partnerships that do not serve us and that are not in our best interests. And now that bypassing those insufficient relationships does not have to come at the expense of motherhood, well, frankly, it's a whole new world. A world in which black women are no longer subject to the desperation of being chose, because now we get to do the choosing. And as we choose, we do have to contend with the reality of a dismally small supply of black sperm. Because most black women on this journey, we want to create children that look like us and that look like our families, and that means we want black sperm. And as we heard from Reese Brooks, it's the definition of slim pickings, and sometimes that means compromising on this aspect of your journey. Now, I am extremely fortunate that I was able to secure 2 vials of black sperm from California Cryobank when I embarked on this part of my journey last fall. But I do know that I am an outlier. So I've got 2 concrete tips for single black women who think this may be an option, either now or maybe later. Number 1, please check out Reproductive Village. It's a new black-owned cryobank, and it's designed to help with this shortage of black sperm. It's set to open its doors in D.C. later this year, and it will also have drop-off locations in Atlanta and Houston, Texas. And number 2, be proactive. I say go ahead and start looking right now for desirable black sperm.
And of course, a lot of women got behind this. A lot of women were saying that this is the future. They don't need a man. And you know, this is catching on worldwide. It's not just America that talks like this. It's the adjacent countries to it. I've heard some black men talk about, they go to Dominican Republic now. They're seeing some evidence of feminism. I can see some of it here in Africa, although not as bad. But a country that is very close to the States is Canada. And there are a lot of ladies in Canada that are just extremely influenced by black women in America. From what I understand, the single motherhood rate in Canada is crazy as hell. And speaking of that, you have a young lady by the name of Pinky Doll. And if you don't know who she is, she's a TikToker that kind of acts like a video game character and repeats herself by saying like really stupid memes. But she's making a lot of money, as much as $7,000 per day. Getting gifts, she's going viral, but she's a single mom. I didn't know that. She's a single mom. And there's a video of, her online trying to make some money, and the kid is in the background. And let me go ahead and play that there, and I'm going to come back.
Pat, amazing. Jada, stop it. I said stop. You stop now. You leave the dog alone. It's not a game. You're going to hurt the dog for real. Stop. No. Go to your room. Go to your room. Now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, baby. This is so cool. Jada, I need you to stop. You don't jump on the sofa. You don't do that. You just don't do that. No. If you keep going, you're going to go to your room. Tu vas dans ta chambre? You want to go to your room? Huh? Stop it. Gang, 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 gang. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, thank you, baby. This is...
So now, here's what I want to discuss here. Because this is very important, and I want you brothers to understand this like I had to understand it. A lot of us, we feel like individually, because we have money or because we have access to a good career, that we don't need people. And especially in America, where America is very, I grew up in a time, like some of you guys, that community of the black, the old Medea era, it was dying out. The church family coming together, going to Sunday school, pajama parties, things like that, Baptist training unions, brotherhood. Those days were dying off. The last of that generation. So I saw Black America at that time in the 80s and 90s. So I remember very well. I remember what it was like. But in today's world, we're all individualistic, right? We feel like money is the most important thing that we need to acquire because everything else is worthless. I am here to tell you, man, that doesn't work like that. All right? This young woman is chasing the bag. She got everything money can buy now. New house, cars, all the stuff. You know what she don't have? The infrastructure to really raise that child. What do you honestly believe that this kid is going to become? Just look at her OnlyFans. Just look at her. She's on OnlyFans. Look at her TikTok videos. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with being on OnlyFans, but you can just see the kind of person that she is. You making a lot of money don't determine how good of a parent you're going to be. I don't care if you're male or female, okay? And being in Africa has taught me some things if it didn't teach me nothing else. Everything is about community, all right? You need people. You need people to help you in business. You need folks to help you in the economy. You need people. People need families. Everything is about families. How you can add things and value to your community. And when you're trying to do that by, replacing a man who was a builder, and I'm going to say this is going to be controversial. In most businesses, in most economies, I'm going to tell you one thing. If men are not good for nothing, like y'all say they not, many of y'all, what men do is they keep order. Usually, that's what a man would like to do. Men typically are, and I know some of y'all never seen this, some of you women, they're protectors. Especially if you get a bunch of good men that can get along, and you can get about a community of them. You just watch. If you can get 30 men that can get along, they always gotta get along. But if you can get 30 men on the same page, you can watch that community can change in a year or less. It can change any business. It can change any industry. When you get men working together, man, I'm telling you, ain't nothing in the world like it. It protects women. It puts systems in place. It provides incentives for society. It makes things better. But when you give these women these accolades, if they feel like they don't need a man, they got all the money in the world. Do you know how still unstable some folks can be? Because they don't have no help. That's the thing. You need to give women something. Like, they need help. They need help. A lot of these women, you're telling them chase the bag, get the bag, all it is. These women need men around them that can help them do stuff. And possibly, look, you messing up right here, you need to stop acting like that. And vice versa. Women can dish out stuff too. Okay? But women need people to keep order. And when you're telling these women to have these kids by themselves, the kids don't have as much order they need to. They'll have no structure. How are you going to get away from that? Now you got this chick on OnlyFans doing God knows what over there, arguing with her kid on the stream, but she got the bag though. Is that going to be female empowerment? So I guess the next group of ladies going to be inspired by her, right? It's ridiculous. How do you feel that kid's going to do in school? Do you think she's sitting there reading and writing with him every day? The kid giving the good instruction to do this and that? I could tell you right now, no. I doubt it. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all of you. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.